Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This panel is called Winter Style. We will be chatting with some amazing people to talk about everything you'll need for this winter. If at any time during this session you have a question or you want to leave a comment or have any technical support requests, please do so in the chat box. Just know that it is public so everyone can see what you're sending. We will be breaking our panel down into a 30-minute conversation, and then the last 10 minutes we'll be taking any questions that you guys send through. So please feel free to do so. This session will be recorded and is available post-event, so you can enjoy it later. And as always, please follow us at GlamHive so you can engage with us socially. Also, I'd like to say a quick thank you to Mary Kay, who's our presenting sponsor, without whom none of this would be possible. All right, I'm gonna toss it over to these lovely ladies and let them introduce themselves.
Go first?
Yes.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Ilaria Urbanati. I'm a men's fashion stylist. So I dress The Rock and Rami Malek, Donald Glover, Chris Evans, Ryan Reynolds, Army Hammer, James Marsden, etc. And I recently, during the pandemic, launched my first ever men's lifestyle website called Leo, which is, let me just plug it, it's leoedit.com. And that's it. That's me.
Janelle?
God, I don't want to follow Ilaria. Are you kidding?
Good.
My name is Janelle Miller. I'm a stylist based in LA. I'm definitely not following Ilaria with that whole lineup, but I've dressed people like Khloe Kardashian. I'm now a fashion editor at Le Officiel Australia. So that's kind of
love that
been new throughout the pandemic. So that's exciting. The end.
I love it. Le Officiel is amazing. It's one of my favorites. That's super
awesome.
Alana?
Hi guys, I'm Alana Kellen, and I am a fashion stylist based in New York. I worked at VH1 and MTV for 15 years prior to moving to Seattle, where I was Melinda Gates stylist for 3.5 years. And then I just recently moved back to New York. So I'm back getting my claws back into television, but also working with Melinda helped introduce me just to a lot of private clients, helping people build their wardrobe, which has become such a great thing now that everybody is staying home and changing things a little bit. So that's what I've been up to lately.
Sounds good. Well, thank you guys for joining us. So the holidays are obviously gonna feel different this year. And for some people, it might feel silly to get new clothes or get dressed up. How do you guys feel about the idea of dressing for the holidays with everything going on?
I mean, I think it's important to still pull yourself together. I think there's just a more comfortable way of doing so. I think that, the brands have all adapted and made like really beautiful loungewear. And I think, at least for men, I would say like a beautiful, like a lot of my clients have been wearing just a lot more like sweaters, cashmere, it's less suits, less like outerwear and that kind of stuff. But I mean, I think you should like pick yourself up by the bootstraps and still get a little dressed up and still make an effort and not just like throw in the towel, and I think it's important to still try and like feel good about yourself, it's good for morale.
I mean, I agree. I feel like it just kind of depends on the person as far as how much you want to get dressed up or not. But I definitely think what Ilaria said too, with there being more like loungewear and more like casual wear, and you know what I mean, kind of just focusing on that has really been a theme, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to be comfortable and it's reasonable and realistic right now, but I also think that it's good for morale to like, make an effort with yourself, and that's part of like self-care, not to put that in quotes, but
And I've seen a lot of people just this season invest in the one thing that's just a cozy coat to go out in. That's the one thing that, people are splurging on a little bit in times of not needing really necessarily, anything big new in their closet. But that's one thing that just translates. I think you can dress it up or down. So that's one of my must-haves.
Especially New York, it's freezing, I bet.
The East Coast.
Yeah.
I know here in LA, we're all like, oh, it's below 70, get out the
Right.
coat.
Like I'm wearing a sweatshirt.
Yeah. Where's my puffer?
How do you approach, holiday dressing with clients? Is that something that, I don't know how much of their day-to-day life you guys dress them for, or how much this counts as like a special event. Is that something that you get called in for?
Well, I not so much like holiday dressing, but award shows are starting to pick back up. I mean, I just dressed people for the CMAs. I have people this weekend, tomorrow, going to People's Choice Awards. And so, I think in the beginning of the pandemic, it was a lot of like wanting to be very sort of keeping it real and making people dress down so that it's relatable. And now I'm a little over that. I think it's like time to get dressed up, time to start showing up on the red carpet and like being inspirational, like aspirational for people to want to like get dressed and give people that distraction and that glamour escapism. And I think if we just keep putting everybody in sweats on the carpet, no one's ever going to need a stylist again. So I think boo on that. So, and you can make it a little festive. I mean, I think like Fair Isle sweaters are good. I love like getting into the fall and winter colors, like the camels, the reds, the beautiful hunter greens. I mean, again, I'm speaking for men. I'll let you guys speak for the women, but that's kind of been my approach.
Yeah, I mean, I think same. However, I don't really have anybody that's going to awards yet, but I think that like now at this point in the pandemic, a lot of people are looking to awards almost more just because, I don't know if it's like out of boredom, but kind of like you said, just to kind of like up the morale and things. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm still doing people for like every day and whatever, because if they're filming or whatever is going on. But yeah, I feel like
dressing up when you're styling people for like their everyday life, are they getting dressed up more, or are they still kind of like loungy?
I feel like it's still, I feel like they're kind of just wanting something to do. So they're wanting like looks, but it isn't, you know what I mean? No one's wearing like, that I'm doing anyways, like thigh-high boots and
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a middle ground.
Right, exactly. Maybe an ankle boot.
So I should put my thigh highs away?
Yeah, maybe that out.
Alana, what about you?
I think what Janelle even has on speaks really well to what people are doing, because less red carpet, which Ilaria, your list is, I mean, you are somebody that I look up to so much, but I do a lot of people behind the scenes and a lot of like women executives and people now just wanting to look good on Zoom, and that's the new way that they're presenting themselves. So it's all about adding
shoulders
on that.
Right.
I think accessories are great to invest in. Now get a statement piece that is recognizable, things that you feel great in. And then as far as knits go, just anything that has a little extra detail, like the zip ups, which are so 90s, are back, but they have that little extra detail of a ring or something to show some personality.
I just did like a little mini panel similar to this a little bit ago, and all three of us girls were all wearing like the puckered shoulder sweater. So we were like, you gotta have a shoulder for Zoom.
Right, exactly.
That's hilarious. What do you any of you guys have like a surefire piece of advice for like a Thanksgiving look or a holiday look in general?
I feel that like for me, it's all like I kind of was saying earlier, like it's all about the getting into the mood with the color palette. I think like this for me, the second it's September, everyone's in brown. All my clients are in brown, camel, burgundy is beautiful, and like kind of just switching up that color palette from like light colors and baby blues and whatever it is, like pastels, into these sort of like autumnal colors, which I'm still doing for Thanksgiving and stuff. But then once it starts to get into Christmas, it gets more into the kind of more traditional reds and greens. I love that. I even dress up all my kids and all like green and so cute red. It's like so cute. So I think for Thanksgiving, that's probably the easiest way to go about it. And I would imagine for women, like sweater dresses are good right now. Like you were saying, ankle boots instead of like a heel is good, or anything along those lines, I think is comfortable, but like you get to feel a little bit like you put a little effort in.
I agree. I mean, I feel like especially now too, I feel like it's something to kind of look forward to. I mean, I literally wear t-shirts every day of my life, but like, and I also think that it kind of depends on where you're at, as far as if you're in California or if I'm actually going home for the first time to Pennsylvania.
Nice.
And it's like, it was like snowing there last week. My mom sent me a picture. I was like, shit, but also like kind of excited.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because then you get to layer and whatever. But yeah, I think just like you said, I think with Thanksgiving, it's kind of exciting to do like the earth tones. And then I'm a huge Christmas person. So I think then kind of transitioning into that is something, I don't know. I love Christmas. I'm like a psycho, as you can see.
Me too. It's already.
Right, exactly. It's Christmas over here.
Alana,
You
do you
know,
have
I
any-
think, can I say one more thing for an outfit is I think, especially for me, I had babies this year and I haven't really like, I'm still in my baby weight mode. So I think like I've been wearing a lot of leather leggings because they're comfortable and but they make me feel like I got dressed, you know, so that's a good alternative to like sweatpants.
Because that's the only thing that fits during
That's it.
quarantine.
Yeah. Yeah. Try having
Yeah.
twins like 2 months before the quarantine.
Not post baby, but
Yeah.
quarantine.
I have leather leggings, and then this season I added a pair of like looser leather trousers to my couple of clients, and those have been, they're so versatile. You can pair them with sneakers, and they're definitely keep you warm and have room to eat leftovers.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing. You don't have to unbutton your leather leggings.
Right.
room to grow? Now, I don't know, you know, it's difficult now because we're not having huge dinner parties, we're not having people over. But I mean, what do you think is a good way for if you are hosting, even if it's the 3 people in your exposure pod or just family, what is a good way for you as the host to kind of express how formal or informal it is? Like, you don't want to be like, hey, don't wear your dirty pajamas. Is there a way that you can kind of translate a nicer way of saying that to whatever guests you may be having for a holiday?
I think you
Dinner?
put it perfectly. I think you send a text and say, don't wear your dirty pajamas to my Thanksgiving. You know, I think if you're keeping it that small, that's probably a pretty like informal gathering anyway. I think you can definitely be very transparent and say, don't show up here in your dirty sweatpants. No, I think it's okay to say, you know, attire festive. I think that's like a very loose way of putting that. You know, I also think it'd be cute. Like you can do like a holiday pajama Thanksgiving, you know, and everyone wears their like little flannel pajamas. I mean, I think there's like cute ways to get into the spirit and still be comfortable, or, you know, but otherwise, if you want people to dress up a little bit, you just, you know, send out the festive memo. I think that's a good way to do it.
Strategic. I like it.
Good point.
Janelle or Alana, do you guys have any little tricks that you guys have? Or just a quick.
I'm not really like a hoster. I feel like I'm an attendee.
I don't know, without saying, I think speaking to the points that were made earlier is people now when they are going out are excited and excited to get out of their normal day-to-day house wear. So I don't know that it has to be said necessarily, but you know, trying to think if there's just like, I always like people to feel comfortable though. So I don't know that I would put
Of course, yeah. I agree though. I do think people are looking for an excuse to get dressed up right now. I think that we've kind of gone through the phases of the pandemic where now we're in the phase of like people want an excuse to get dressed. And, you know, even if you were doing like a small pod with like your close friends, you know, not everybody has their family around, especially because they can't travel. And maybe if they're doing like a small group of their closest friends, that, you know, they're, what did you call it? Exposed pod or whatever.
Exposure
Oh,
pod.
I know, what was that? I was like, wait, that's so
I think it could be cute to do like a thing where it's like everybody has to wear sparkly
themed
dresses, or
situation,
everybody has to get dressed up. I mean, I think that making the most of the occasion is the way to get through things right now. And, you know, I'm like you, I'm like a holiday psycho. So I also like pull out the plates and the nice glasses and, you know, really like decorate. And, you know, I have friends that are decorating their houses for Christmas now, like very early. So, you know, I think people are in the mood. Yeah. So weird. I don't know who would do that.
So weird.
Do we need to get you guys like a support group, like a holiday addiction anonymous?
I think we just found it.
Yeah. This is it.
We're changing the panel. It's now for holiday addiction.
Exactly.
Okay, so with pandemic, we obviously know people's work has been affected. Is there, you know, something that people could maybe invest in that won't break the bank, but will help them dress up something that they already have? Maybe it's a pair of boots, maybe it's a necklace. Is there something like you guys think that would be great because it's trendy or great because it's timeless? Is there anything in that realm that you guys could think of?
I mean, I think like like there's so much affordable jewelry out there. Like I love, like you were saying, I love your necklaces, you know, or good gold hoops, things like that. I mean, I was literally at Nordstrom's, they had the cutest necklace for like $25. You know, I think that you can add a little like sparkle or a little bling, you know, with in a very affordable way that just makes you feel you know, a little girlier, or just a little bit like, again, like you made an effort, and especially with Zoom, earrings, necklaces is the way to go. And even with men, I mean, I've been having a lot of guys asking me about like pinky rings and like chains and that kind of stuff. And so I think that's one way to do it. And there's a lot of affordable brands doing that.
I agree. I'm not even an accessory person like at all. And I feel like during this has kind of been the one time that I'm like, all right, maybe we'll do this. Maybe we'll transition into whatever. I mean, one of my clients is in Brazil. Not that, I mean, it's like always hot there anyways, but I feel like that's kind of something that she's been getting more into, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like everybody's kind of looking for that extra something without, obviously, like you're going to look ridiculous if you're like transitioning, not ridiculous. I mean, to each their own, but if you're like super dressed up on a Zoom, you know what I mean? I mean, or whatever.
Yeah, you don't want to look like,
right. Like you're a total tryhard, but
yeah. That's funny. I'm gonna steal that. A total tryhard.
You got it, Jack. You got it.
Alana, what about you?
Yeah, I've just found myself like making an effort and pivoting a little bit where I'm a little more mindful of where I shop. I think there's a lot of different options under 100, over 100 for minority-owned brands, sustainable brands. So I've really taken the extra time when things haven't been as busy, just to make sure that I'm trying that route before I go to, you know, a big box store or online to Amazon to get something quick. I really want to make an effort to support those smaller brands.
Absolutely. It's really important to support small business right now more than ever. And that, you know, same with like holiday shopping. I've been sort of telling everybody, you know, get your shopping done early this year so that you have time to, you know, ship from stores that aren't overnight like Amazon, and that you're not last minute and having to rely on that. I mean, look, I'm not even like pooping on Amazon. They employ so like probably millions of people, and I think that's important too. But I do think that these small businesses need us as much as possible right now, and they have the same things for the same prices, and there's no reason not to support them.
Smart.
Can you guys maybe share something that you've purchased recently that like gave you that big serotonin bump? You know, like just one thing that you're like, ooh, I'm going to treat myself.
You know, I just feel like all of the money I spend lately is on like baby clothes because I have 3 kids, and I really enjoy spending my money on kids clothes. There's so much cute stuff. And actually I went to Janine and Jack, that store today, and Rachel Zoe did a collaboration with them, and it's so cute, and I would wear all of it in adult sizes. But as far as purchases from myself, oh man, I don't know. I've been buying a lot of eyeglasses because my eyes went bad this year. And so, you know, yes. And so actually somebody sent me these and they're so cute. I don't know what it's Caddis, Caddis. And like I love Warby Parker. I love what they stand for, but also they make beautiful glasses. And so that's been sort of where my money's been going because it's on my face.
I don't even know.
I saw there, oh my,
I really
sold today that I just would die for. I think that I was going to say is one investment that will probably last a few seasons. So if you wanted to splurge a little bit, that might be one. But yeah, because I think you can just wear them with dresses, jeans, you know, into the spring, fall. So, but yeah, I'm dying. They're Chanel. I'm dying for them. That's just something I wouldn't typically do though for myself.
Yeah, right now that's the way to shop. You're either buying really affordable things or you're buying really thoughtful things, that meaning like thoughtful as in like they're going to last you a long time. It's a classic. Like And again, because I have kids now, a lot of things I buy when they're designer, I think, okay, well, my daughters will have this one day. Like they'll, just like I wear my grandma's old Chanel shoes and her old Louis Vuitton purses. Like I want my kids to be able to hold, like, you know, fight over my stuff in my closet someday.
I love that.
You can do what my grandma did and just put a post-it on the inside of everything. So when it's time for them to fight, they can just go inside and find their name.
Is that what she did?
Oh yeah,
my
everything.
God, hero. I love that. That's
Yeah.
so
Inside a
cute.
vase in her house, behind a picture, everything's got a post-it. So
That's amazing.
pro tip.
Well, considering I named my website after my son, I'm gonna have to just leave all the girls, all of the clothes to make up for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know, if you guys were to pick a good, affordable, or maybe not affordable, maybe if you want to treat someone, but like a gift for maybe a mom or a sister or a sister-in-law or a mother-in-law, is there something that you guys feel like is a good gift regardless of the person, or is it super specific based on who it is?
I mean, you know, one go-to gift is I always do beautiful like Toshin coffee table books. I think that's a no-brainer, and I like to pick ones that are sort of in like on a subject that I know that person loves, because then it's like sort of a no-brainer gift, but it's also feels personal because you're like, oh, I know you love Italy and you went on vacation there last year and here's a beautiful book about Italy, or I know you're a big film buff, so here's this beautiful Stanley Kubrick coffee table book. And you know, I think it's a gift that can feel personal, but that is also like can't go wrong because clothes gets tricky, you know, because of fits and things like that. All those sweaters, like for men, you know, for men, the number one question I get is from my girlfriends asking me, what boot should I buy my boyfriend or my husband this year? For some reason, it's always boots. And I think it's because shoes are easy, a fit, especially for men. You kind of can't go wrong with women. Shoes, I think, are trickier as a gift. For women, I think if you're going to splurge on your wife or your girlfriend, like a good little purse is always.
That's what I was gonna say.
Sorry, go. You go. I'm totally monopolizing.
No, that was it. That's what I was gonna say. I feel like a bag is pretty like kind of not easy, but I feel like if you kind of know their style and whatever, like you said, you don't have to really worry about the fit with that. And it's maybe something that some people wouldn't necessarily splurge on themselves.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like that's my go-to, but I feel like a coffee table book is really personal. But I feel like I don't put that much thought into it. So,
There's
but I feel like a bag.
there's a brand called Misoma that I love that makes really affordable jewelry, and that my boyfriend buys me all the time. And it's such beautiful quality. It's such cool stuff, and it's always stuff that's very right now, and that is not overly trendy, but it's cool and it's very affordable. And whenever clients ask me what should I buy my wife or my girlfriend, that's kind of my number one, because it's not obnoxiously expensive, but it's really good quality and it makes like an impact.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alana, do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, I just think speaking to, you know, fit is a little tough and something that's easy, but could show a little personality. It's an easy one though. It's not genius, but our scarves and gloves, and especially
Yeah.
now gloves. Again, it's an East Coast thing. I don't know, but a big, you know, chunky scarf, I guess, on the West Coast too. It's you know, an alternative to jewelry to kind of spice up an outfit, I think. And then non-fashion wise, I just think because of sense of humor now, so everybody needs a little levity.
Yes.
There's this amazing company I came across when I was living out in Washington called Malicious Candle Company. And they are the cheekiest little things on candles. Like a lot of them are X and R rated, but a couple that are looked on I came on are like slay all day for the holidays, or nevertheless she voted, I'm speaking, raising Helen babies. So I think that quick, easy, fun. I know candles aren't, but you know.
People always like getting candles. They always use them, and they're kind of like affordable as a gift, but like a little expensive to buy yourself. So I think candles are actually, I always like getting them. The flowers and candles never get old to me.
Yeah.
And then I just want to say, because I'm going to plug this, that we're going to have maybe the best holiday gift guide of all time on Leo that I curated myself. That's taken me like weeks and weeks and weeks to pick out by person, what to buy your kids, wife, mother, brother, sister, boss, etc. So keep an eye out for that. to start.
When can we expect that?
I would say it'll be up maybe in a week. It's a lot
Okay.
of work. I'm trying to hurry up. It'll be up on leoedit.com, and it's going to be the best holiday gift guide ever. It's like stuff people actually want to receive, which a lot of the stuff I see on gift guides, I'm like, that's a cute concept as an editorial, but no one actually wants to open that. So I really focused on gifts that people I think really want to get, and like kids' toys that kids are actually excited about, and so
That's awesome.
that's my plug.
Your newsletters, everybody, so good.
What?
Your email, your blasts and everything, they're so good. I look forward to them.
Oh, yay, I love you for following us. Thank you. That means a lot. Yes, we have a morning newsletter, and it's everybody's favorite new morning read. So sign up. Free. Thank you, though. I love hearing that because I do them all myself, and I stay up very late doing them, and there's a lot of thought goes into them. So it's nice.
You can tell.
Thank
That's
you.
a lot. I'm impressed, Ilaria.
Oh, wow.
Thanks.
Jeez.
So we kind of, Ilaria, you mentioned the jewelry. Is there, I think one of the things people are always very interested in is a gift that could fall under the $100 category, something that, not even just during pandemic, but a lot of people have huge families or a huge friend group. So spending a huge amount of money on every gift is too cost prohibitive. Is there anything you guys can think of that falls under the $100 or under a $50 price point?
Well, I think the candle that Alana mentioned is good. I think you can definitely get really great, like Barnes & Noble has tons of beautiful coffee table books that are hardcover right now that are under 50. There's definitely under 100 you can get really beautiful coffee table books. And then, definitely like she was saying, scarves, gloves, like Sandro did this really cool houndstooth scarf that I would buy for my brother or my dad. Beanies are so cute right now, and there's a lot of brands that are very in right now, especially for men, like Carhartt, that are super affordable. I got my nephew like a Carhartt beanie last year, so I can tell him not that he's watching this, but just that kind of stuff. I think there's a lot of affordable options out there now. Slippers. I want slippers.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like beanies and scarves, no matter where you are, obviously just like the weight of them, you know what I mean? Just kind of differs between like which coast or whatever, but same. I mean, I have a nephew too, and that's obviously he's not watching this, but that's legit what I got him too, was like a t-shirt and beanies and whatever. Yeah.
Cute. And there's like, since loungewear is big, there's definitely a lot of brands making really comfy, for women, like I think a robe is so nice. Like I live in robes around my house, and there's a lot of brands that make affordable ones that are soft and cozy and cute.
As a man, I'll just say I also love a robe.
Oh, that's good to know.
I've been known to put in a caftan, but
Very nice. Is there a brand you like for those?
Well,
robes?
For robes, I usually go, and you can usually buy them from nicer hotels because I found that they've done the legwork and found
hotels have the best bathrobes.
Yeah, and usually you can ask to buy them and they'll let you. Yes, and then for caftans, I found a company called Oh My Gauze, which makes like very lightweight caftans, which for
caftans.
So I mean, yeah,
I love that. Also, I was asking Santa for slippers this year because, again, cozy, shearling, like a sort of cute J. Crew slipper is, I'm not mad at that. I like that very East Coast kind of like, I don't know, cozy, like Americana, like LL Bean vibe. It's very cute. And Todd Snyder actually did a really cool collaboration with LL Bean recently that I love, that I think would make a cute gift. If you can find something affordable that's from a collab, like a collaboration, I think people, especially who are more style conscious in your group, are great to buy those gifts for. And I know Porsche is coming out with like a collaboration with Puma. That will be in the Leo newsletter on Monday, so you got a scoop on that. But so those, the Pumas are affordable. There's a lot of cool sneakers. I think a lot of really affordable sneakers are in right now. I think people are buying. It's more cool. It's kind of cooler right now instead of fashion sneakers to buy, like I don't know, even Reeboks and Nikes.
I know. I was just gonna say like Reeboks, New Balance.
Yeah, all those, New Balance for sure. And so those are all super affordable gifts, and everybody likes those.
Yeah, I so badly wanted the Stod for New Balance, and they didn't make them in men's sizes, which was heartbreaking. But
Who was it? The Todd for New Balance?
Stod.
Oh, cute. Oh my God. Stod makes my favorite sweatsuit that I live in every single day of my life. I think my boyfriend's about to burn it.
We just got a question to our question and answer from one of our attendees. It's from Ariana, and she said, which men's boots do you recommend, Ilaria?
Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay, one of my go-tos is, I mean, I do love Fry. I know that seems like the obvious choice, but you kind of can't go wrong. And they have so many different styles. I'm really also right now into Blundstone. Blundstone makes really cool boots that I think are really in right now. And then actually on the J. Crew site, they carry like other brands that aren't their own brands, and they had all these beautiful boots on there that were affordable, and I can't remember the brands, but they were really nice, like lace up suede boots. I tend to go for suede over leather. I like the way they wear in better. I think they're a little less douchey than leather. And I really like also, good go-to has always been like Red Wing or Wolverine. They do like the Wolverine, like 1,000-mile boot is beautiful, and so is the Red Wing. There's so many good ones. Those are some options that are all kind of affordable and that will last a long time. I also like Aquatalia. There's this like one pair of Aquatalia boots that Tom Hiddleston wore like every day for like 2 years. It became like an Instagram like thing. So they make really beautiful like suede Chelsea boots without the laces, which I think are really cool. So hope that helps.
Okay. I just took some notes.
Yeah. Also, I love duck boots, like if you live on the East Coast or Northwest, or I think the cool, like again, J. Crew has those really cute like duck boots that I think are really in right now. Anything with a gum sole is cool.
Reminds me of my childhood.
Yes, that's why I like it. It's nostalgic. I think everybody's a little nostalgic right now.
Yeah. Let's see. Any more questions? No. If anyone who's watching wants to ask a question, now is the time.
No dumb questions.
Yeah, throw them towards us. We'd love to hear. I would love to know if, ideal world, what would be your dream gift? What if, someone were to get inside your head and give you something you really, really wanted? What would it be? Just because I like this I'm nosy. I want to know.
Oh, wow. That's a tough one.
Wow.
I mean, I like house stuff. I'm really into interior decorating, and especially right now, people are home a lot. I think people have been investing a lot in their homes, and I think anything for the house. I'm obsessed with Crozet, anything, and I have a thing with dishes. I love good dishes, and I don't know, anything for the home I think is good. Gucci sent me the most beautiful pillow I've ever seen in my life, which I have on my couch, and things like that. I also like Restoration Hardware, in Pottery Barn, make those beautiful faux fur throws, anything cozy for the house. My house kind of has this wood cabin, log cabin vibe, and anything that kind of goes into that, I love.
Oh my God, well now I want to see the Gucci pillow.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's the one with the eye.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. It's my favorite gift I ever got.
Janelle, what would be your dream gift?
I mean, a trip right now, to be honest.
Good answer.
Yeah, anywhere.
Anywhere?
Literally anywhere. Yeah, literally anywhere.
Kind of anywhere.
Pick one place you'd really want to go.
I
Europe?
mean, I don't know.
I mean, if we weren't in lockdown, London at Christmas sounds pretty delicious.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God, that's a good answer.
Yeah, lockdown though. So.
Yeah, thanks. That's it.
We actually got an art. We've been doing road trips and an
RV. I love that.
Of going away off the grid. So somebody
you do a road trip story for Leo.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. It's all European wooden cabinets. It's I'll send you pictures.
Yeah,
but it's
true.
Little bougie RV. That's
I love it. I love a bougie anyway.
We were but then in a hurry moving from the West Coast and did it. But one gift that I loved that somebody got, I think just anything that that's thoughtful that somebody will use, because there's a lot of excess, and in the industry you get gifted things. I'm not getting those, but so it's nice. It could be the smallest thing, but if it's thoughtful, like my mom got us a beautiful journal for the road trip just to put in pictures
That's cute.
up, and I thought that was so thoughtful. So I try to think of those kind of things when it comes to the holidays for people.
I can also say as a mom that once you have little, especially when your kids are still little, like any gift for the babies, things are always welcome, like are always exciting. And now when brands send me stuff, and like literally the most excited I get is when they send me kids' clothes. That's the best. So cute.
So much more exciting now. I feel like shopping for little kids. I've been using a nephew. I mean, my nephew's older now, but I like love shopping for them. I love
pretty
it.
much only want to shop for my kids, or I go into like Sur La Table, or first of all, I'm obsessed with like Pottery Barn Kids. God, I am so basic. Whatever, I don't care. But like Sur La Table or any of those, like Crate and Barrel, like any of that stuff that does houseware, and like speaking of things you don't need, I love going and buying all these like cute kitchen things and red spatulas. I don't know, just cute stuff.
At least you can use them. My retail therapy is going through a Staples, so I'm the weirdo who just something about the promise of organization is exciting.
Staples, good. That's not quite as sexy, but that's okay. That's good.
Yeah, I'm keeping it on brand, just kind of like
in your oh my gosh robe.
In my caftan in the middle of Staples.
Yeah,
I'm like a huge Gilmore Girls nerd, and we went to Boston recently, and I went to the Harvard shop and bought like a Harvard mug and Harvard stationery, and I do like all my notes for Leo and everything like on all my like Harvard stationery. I like barely graduated.
In your new glasses.
My glasses. I just pretend like I'm, Ivy League.
I went to Harvard swim camp as a kid, Ilaria. I'll go home and see if I can find my old t-shirts and I'll give you one.
Please do.
I'll see what I can
do. I love that.
So we have a few minutes left. Is there anything that anyone feels like we didn't touch on regarding holiday style or winter dressing, or any little last tips or tidbits for our attendees?
As far as men's style, I know we talked a lot about like sweaters and things like that, but I do think that outerwear is always a cool gift for yourself or for someone else. And a good jacket is always cool. A good bomber jacket, a good coat is a classic. They'll have it forever, that kind of stuff. As far as just speaking of men's style in general, all about the pleated pants. I'm so happy we left the skinny pant train like stationers left, whatever. I can't speak. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad we've abandoned the skinny trend, even though I was for it forever and obviously pushed it hard forever. Now I'm over it. And I'm all about the pleated pants. And I also think, again, everybody wants to be more comfortable right now. So that's better than having to like squeeze everybody into tight pants. And everything's looser right now. And it has this kind of cool, like just sort of falling off you vibe. And I really think that's, it works with the times because it's more comfortable, but it's also just cooler. It's got this kind of 90s vibe. And, what did I just do? I did this British GQ cover with Rami Malek and the whole, and he's always been very like, sharp, sort of, edgy and gothy. And instead we went completely the opposite and did this whole like American Gigolo inspired, like sort of Richard Gere vibe, very classic, which for him was unexpected, and he looks so handsome. And I think that whole shoot, I think, is very good for like inspo for men's style for Christmas, because it was a lot of like reds and camels and sweaters and layers and that. And I think that there's a return to a more traditional style that I really love more than the sort of like super edgy thing, That's my 2 cents. That's my last 2 cents.
Love that.
All right, guys, we've got about 30 seconds left. Janelle or Alana, is there anything that you guys want to say real quick before we all sign off?
I think if you haven't done it already, I just wanted to give a credit to Glam Hive too for like, now's the time to do this virtually. Get in your closet, clean it out. You're at home, you have the time. Like Ilari said, there's all new shapes out there too. I think it's taken a turn for fashion. It's updated a little bit. So get out the old stuff, get in the new that you can, that suits you, that makes you feel good. You have to feel good nowadays.
Yeah.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much. It was so lovely talking
Thank
with
you
all
for
of you.
hosting us. You're the best.
Thank
No.
you. And for everyone who joined us, thank you for watching. We're going to have a 5-minute break for you to go into your next panel. And again, thank you to Mary Kay for being a presenting sponsor. Bye, guys.
Hi, ladies.
Stay
Thank
safe.
you for
Happy
doing this.
holidays.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.